Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Al. It's the Bob and Al Anti-Aging Show, where humor is health. But more importantly than humor is the research behind everything. And here at the Anti-Aging Show this morning, we were spurred on to do a quick little video by Pigeon River Farm. We love our small farmers, and we're going to show you a clip of Pigeon River Farm that spurred this on. It's about RFK. That's right, RFK. We're not into political things, but we are into health. That's right. And he seems to have really ignited both sides of the board, but we're here to talk about health. Write a letter. Can I read my letter? Not yet, Bob, but you will read a letter from a 92-year-old wise man. As a caregiver and working in the medical field as a sales representative to over 500 hospitals, where I got to walk in and go behind the scenes, and who trains doctors on that technical, highly effective equipment, but the company who manufactured it. And I worked for companies like that. And now in my tender age of 65, I'm a caregiver. Thank God. Yeah, I get to meet guys like Bob. And I don't know who takes care of who. Well, once you start to look like me, you gotta retire. That'll be a few years. Right now, back to the point in case. Is RFK Jr. a difference maker? Write a letter. That's right. Write a letter. We're going to keep doing researching here on the Anti-Aging Show, but as always in our editorials, we bring up some key points. How to make a difference. Grassroots. We, the people. Yes, we, the people, make a difference. So step up your game. Research everything. Question everything. Read the labels. Remember that you have the power within you. What was that? I don't know, but it was a good ding because it means we're on purpose. So, in the purpose of writing a letter, it makes you proactive. And if there's one thing I've learned as a caregiver, when you're proactive, your mind stays sharp and you go beyond being a victim. The news media. Yeah, the news media wants to always tell us our victim, but we do and we can make a difference. Right on my shelf is a book from Dr. David Hawkins, The Eye of the Eye, The Power of Our Thoughts. We help our doctors by researching and asking the correct questions. So with RFK Jr., we want to know that, is he a good guy or a bad guy? We want to point out to people that they have to read their labels and understand that we're being poisoned. We're slowly being poisoned systematically from what they put into the ground and what goes into our food and then what's sprayed on our food. It's out of balance. It's out of whack. And in Pigeon River Farms, explaining that from an organic farmer's point of view, all of them who have been abused and thrown to the side, we want to see if RFK is really going to be true to his word, or if he's going to be another blowhard heart billionaire sucking from the system. To be determined. Yeah, but right now it's a good option working with him. So write a letter. I do want to say one thing about a product called Vioxx, VIOXX. You can actually go to drugwatch.com, and Vioxx was put out in the market 1999, and over 45,000 deaths have taken place, more than Vietnam, of men who were taking a rheumatoid arthritis or an inflammation so-called drug to help them. It didn't help them. Now, I'm not bashing our great doctors and our great nurses in the health system. What I am bashing and questioning is, yeah, he just looks at me because he's 92, he's been around the block. We're questioning it's out of balance. There's got to be some checks and balances in place. And I, for one, think RFK is doing this. Can I read the letter now? Not yet, Bob, almost. We're going to take a peek at Pigeon River Farms right now, and we're going to come back and we're going to see what Bob's letter says. We encourage everybody to write letters to your congressmen, to your senators. We're going to give you in the description how to write to John F. K. and hold his feet to the ground. Pigeon River Farms. We'll be right back. It's a good 2-minute watch.
Welcome to Pigeon River Farm, doing farming right. I'm Robert Brown, the owner of Pigeon River Farm. Thank you for viewing. Well, a most pleasant evening to everyone. I wanted tonight to talk to everybody about a need for change. One of the things I see going on in the farming industry for most of my career is it's been getting more and more dire. We've had a situation here where we are having to see such a stark comparison. Industrial farming versus regenerative or organic or natural farming. We have been on the losing end of it. The regenerative style farming methods has been in a losing position for decades, and it's been slowly getting worse and worse. You realize that we've had over 80 years of the USDA taking care of farming and making direction. Well, that is not necessarily a good thing. We all benefit a little bit from these magic texts that come in from the federal government, but the reality is they're dictating. The they is the DC lobbyists that manipulate our politicians, no matter which party it is. And that has set the stage for a situation that I think is extremely bad. We've depleted our soil. We have health conditions. All of us have health conditions that even if you even have a small amount of processed food, it seems like it has a negative coefficient. So one thing that I see we need to look at is change. And we have an unusual situation here. And this is not a partisan thing. It's just an observation. I see 2025 as possibly the bridge forward to a new start in agriculture. And I'll put it squarely on the benefit of RFK Jr. There is an advocate for healthy food, healthy lifestyle, and the only way we're going to have healthy food is if we produce it ourselves. After this 80 plus years of policies of simply drawing down everything we can possibly do with the soil, every possible chemical, and then once the product is actually put into the food production, then it's filled with chemicals and processed beyond recognition to the point that it is unhealthy.
We're back. What'd you think of that? Watch the whole thing. Go back and watch the whole thing. It's really good. Yes, it's only 15 minutes long, and he's already got over 6,000 views. I think from yesterday. It's amazing. People are on board with information like this because we do make a difference. Yes, we do. Can I read my letter? Yes, you can, Bob. And I just want to insert here, being a caregiver for the last 5 years has changed my life. Watching people grow older, some gracefully, some not so gracefully. Thank goodness I'm still here. That's right. Bob's favorite line for what do you do to grow older for anti-aging? Stay alive. Yeah. And again, you do that by engaging and being on purpose and making a difference in the world. My clients that feel they're still contributing, whether it's to grandkids, family, farms, generations, it really makes a difference. So we're all in this together. Okay, Bob, here's your letter. I'm going to put it down here so you can read it. Thank you. You're welcome. Dear Mr. Robert Kennedy, my name is Bob Schwartz. I'm 92 years old, and I remember where I was on November 22nd, 1963. I remember sitting in front of the TV along with everyone else, listening to what I now know is a lot of propaganda. I know, Bob, that really was propaganda. What now is propaganda as well? That's what I question. I know, and you're from the heart. You mean it from the heart, and so do I, from the heart. Okay, Bob, continue reading your good letter. Thank you. I call for that release today. I want it released. I want that information. I remember giving my children a 50-cent Kennedy silver piece and telling them as they grow up, they will always remember this day. I believe everyone my age remembers that day and where they were on that fateful day. I remember the mood of the country, and regardless of what the TV told me, the governmental propaganda continues today. I remember what your uncle, John F. Kennedy, said in his State of the Union address. He stated, "This country cannot afford to be material rich and spiritually poor." And as an old farmer, I want to add that his country, our country, this country, could not afford to be material rich and treat our land and our small farmers as second-hand citizens. No longer. Keeping our food in poor spiritual quality, filled with chemicals causing dementia. Thank goodness I've ate organic most of my life. The food we eat should be affordable and unadulterated, free from poisons and toxins. I vote for disclosure. For the record, Bob, so do I. Good. The pharmaceutical drugs in our food and air are unacceptable. It's come to a tipping point. That doesn't mean it will take time. But we want to know if you're just another political billionaire sucking from our system. I hope that's not true. I hope that you promise carrying through. What you've promised, I hope happens. For one thing, we will keep your foot to the fire. I agree, Bob. Who put foot in there? I used another word. Bob, I had to proofread it because it was pretty serious. We're going to keep his ass to the fire. Oh, I agree, Bob. 92 years old and still healthy. 65 years old and still healthy, making a difference. That's what the Bob and Al anti-aging show is all about. So write a letter. Bob just did. Yes, I did. Bob just did. And there's information in the description where you can send your letter. As for now, humor is truth. The real truth is the reality of us doing something. The grassroots has really taken off again. Whether you like RFK or not, we're all here and we can make a difference. Have a great day. Thanks, Al. Thanks, Bob.